Velvet bell sleeves are all well and good until you get some unwashable eyeshadow on them. Hi y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to where I'm having saturation issues even though I'm not wearing black. I was like picking out what I was gonna wear today. I'm like, I'm gonna wear red. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a moment. Because there's not so much black, my lighting isn't gonna be all kinds of weird, but my lighting decided it wanted to have issues with this color as well, so we're just gonna roll with it. I do still absolutely love the color combination of purple and red. It is just absolute gorgeousness. But today we are going to be having another review, a review that I am exceptionally excited to bring you all, and that, if you could not already tell, I mean, you know, I don't know why I announce it, I guess just because it's part of the video format. We got the introduction, we got the hellos, and then we got the this is what we're talking about today. But we are going to be discussing the new or new-ish by the time I got it and by the time work allowed me to have the energy to film and edit and upload said review. But this is the Amor Y Mariposa collection, I think? That's the name of the eyeshadow palette here, and they did come out with a face palette. I was just like, F me up. I don't know if y'all know. If y'all didn't know, you will know now that I am actually a huge fan of the Melt Cosmetics blushes. I haven't tried their cream blushes because I ain't spending any money on cream blushes because I'm not going to use them. We did that way back in the day with those Lime Crime ones, which are still sitting around here somewhere amidst my vast collection of decluttered makeup that I haven't actually decluttered yet. Sometimes I can hear them off in the distance. Kill me, please. But long story short, I am a huge fan of their highlighters. I love they're called blush light, so it's basically a really intense illuminated blush, and they also have matte blushes as well. So I saw this and I was like, be still, my ever-loving heart. It is a face palette that I do not need, filled with blushes and whatnots that I don't need that I may or may not use in the future. Y'all know how that song and dance goes. But let's just talk about presentation for a moment. This was how that stuff was coming out of the box. I mean, this is so gorgeous. I love the whole, like, butterfly, and yet that kind of homage to sort of religious sort of imagery. You know, we're skewing a little bit Catholic aesthetic going on right here, which they hit hard with. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but it's like gold, and then all this stuff is like holographic gold. It's very, very beautiful and very eye-catching. I feel like this, just componentry-wise, just box-wise, is some of the prettiest stuff Melt has ever done. I just thought it was stunning. And I'm trying to remember which one I opened first. Pretty sure I opened the eyeshadow palette first here, which I love this. We've got kind of a fun, artsy, botanical take on a sacred heart going on here. We've got the hummingbirds, the butterflies. I love this little detail here on the back where they've got the butterflies kind of just flittering away. I will admit that my favorite packaging is this right here. I think this is so sleek, so dynamic, just absolutely stunning. It kind of, I feel, harkens to me a little bit of the Kat Von D, the Monarch palette, and the Chrysalis palette that had those beautiful eye-catching butterflies on here. Again, I love the heart, and once again, kind of that spiritual, religious imagery going on. And on the back, it's got this cute little butterfly right here, just like that. Just packaging. I admit, I like this better. I feel like this is just so freaking dynamic. If they had done, I don't know, something similar with this, I still like this packaging, but in comparison, I feel like this is so strong, so well done, so clean. So like, this will be, if I ever do a video in the future talking about like my favorite packaging, this will be in it. Not that this isn't pretty, but this just really freaking floats my boat. But floating my boat aside, we open up this bad boy, and let me tell you, I saw this. I got emails. Melt with this collection were really kind of annoying because I got an email that was like, look at the collection. And they showed you the inside of the blush palette, but they didn't show, I want to see what's inside that palette. Let me see what's inside that palette. I ain't going to tell you if I'm going to buy it until you show me what's in that palette. And then they showed me what's in the palette. And it's so pretty. So pretty. It's just absolutely stunning. It has just about everything I could possibly want in it, except for maybe these two shades here, which are kind of like, they're not quite soft pasty setting shades, but they're awfully freaking similar to one another. And I'm like, Melt, maybe that's why you usually don't format your palettes in this large, because this is large for a Melt palette. Because this is usually the size that they do. And then sometimes they pull one of these. And so you're like looking at that. You're like, yeah, okay. So maybe now that they've invested in like more eyeshadow real estate, they're like, oh, I guess we can make like all the other companies and dupe ourselves out in the same palette. Because you maybe one's cool toned and one's warm toned. And that's why they're so significant. But to me, not a lot of significance. Would have liked to see maybe a nice, true, darker brown rather than having these two maybe warm, maybe cool toned, you know, pasty, whatever shades. But with all of that aside, we got the purples, we got the reds, we got, I mean, there's a little bit of difference going on there. We got this nice little orangey thing, and then we got some greens up there. Oh no, I saw the green. I was like, well, hello. So I knew I had to get this shiz, and then you're looking inside for this shiz, and you're just like, look how pretty. And not only look how pretty, once again, we've got that like religious motif. I love it. I love it. I adore taking things that are like religious looking or just that kind of rich sort of Renaissance-y era and then taking it and juxtaposing it against like 21st century. I love the reinvention and the reimagination of that sort of thing. And so this, for aesthetic, hit it on the head. But as we have learned, aesthetic can only take you so far. So let's get into swatching these bad boys and talking about my personal opinions about them and whether I think you should buy them or they're overpriced crap. I'll have to leave somewhere how much this is because I know this shiz was not cheap. This was not cheap. This is Melt Cosmetics palettes of that other size are expensive, so God only knows how much I paid for this. On my eyes, I was super simple. I know all of y'all who saw that I was buying this, like, she's gonna do a green look. She's gonna review it, and it's gonna be a green look. I actually was gonna do a purple look, and then I was like, purple with the red dress, so we did the red. I started out with Abrazos right here. I'll apologize for my Spanish. I did take 4 semesters, but I am terrible at learning languages, so I'll apologize now. Then I went in with Nueva Vida right here, and then Maria right here, all up in that beautiful darkness, and then we took Sagrado right here, all up on that, and on my inner corner we have Tequila. Gotta pull back this sleeve. I don't think we're gonna fit all on one whatever. So let's just start row by row, and let's just start off with the beautiful, delicious greens. We have got Cielito Lindo. Oh, which is so pretty. It's probably like my new favorite green shimmer. And what I love about this green shimmer is the fact that this green shimmer is the Melt Cosmetics shimmer formula that I love. Y'all know I am super awful, disgusting, picky about my shimmers, especially when I know that a company can do a certain type of formula, and then after doing that formula, they're like, yeah, let's do something different with every other palette that we make and never return to that beautiful formula. This is a good formula. I like it. I love it. Then we have Cariño right here, which is this beautiful, look at that beautiful minty green, and then Sentimientos right here, which is again, hey, beautiful. I mean, I would just do that one and then that one all up in the whatever and be done. Then we have Michoacan. I apologize to anyone's ancestors. I may have just insulted with that, but it's this beautiful. Look at it! So here we have them right here. Oh, so pretty. I will say this one is dry. If you're familiar with Melt Cosmetics formula, their eyeshadows tend to be a bit drier. They're heckin' pigmented, but they are conducive to a fair amount of fallout. And that one is definitely one that is like that. This one I didn't find anywhere near as the problem. It was a lot smoother, a lot just less fallouty. Then down here we have Guamuchil, I believe. Once again, I am not freakishly familiar, and I know some of the jots and tittles and everything, but not all of them. I apologize. This one is so nice. Kind of like the same as this one here, a little bit less dry, and it blends really, really nicely. That's one thing I noted about this palette, was the blending was really, really good and really, really easy. Then we have Mensah right here, which is this really pretty, ooh, like mustardy. Oh, if I could have a blush, if any of you guys know a blush that's that color, let me know. Link it down below. Then we have Tequila, which pretty in the swatch. You guys probably saw this coming with the praising and hailing of this one, as this is the formula by them that I don't like. It looks all pretty and hella gorgeous and heckin' awesomeness right there, right? But problem is dealing with it. Chunks. I hate it. I have so many issues when they choose to use this formula, and everyone comes back to me with the same, well, you're supposed to wet your brush to get rid of the I do it now. I don't even question it anymore. Maybe I'll try it dry. No, I wet it, and it's still a pain in the butt to use, and I hate the formula. I mean, it's kind of one of those, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, because I hate that formula. For any of you, I don't even just hate it now. All my other melt reviews, when they deal with this, and it's right here too, right here too. Anytime I deal with those, I get all up in my feels, my bothers. Let's do these shades right here. We have Te Adoro right here, and then we have Señales, I believe. We got those looking awfully similar right there. I mean, there's a little bit of a difference in contour tone. Let's see if we can, they're probably going to be like my skin tone. Okay, one's a little browner, one's a little redder. I wish we could have had something a little bit deeper, something a little bit less, especially when you consider all the color you have in the palette, and then you've got like, well, we've got to throw two different kind of normal looking crease shades because we have to. I'll let you in on a little secret. You don't have to. They look redundancy. Then lastly here we've got Mesquite, which is when this one's gonna go on top, right where it deserves. Butter, metallic butter. I shiz you not. I want to be bathed in this. I want them to take whatever they did to make this shade this creamy and opaque and delicious and do it to all the other I want all the other shimmers to make like that. Like, oh my frig. I mean, if they can do that, why are they making this sad kind of patchy? I mean, do you... You know, like this is smooth metallic butter going all across my lid, and this is like... We wanted it to twinkle, we wanted it to sparkle, so we created an inferior formula. I will never understand it, and I'll never be happy about it. Okay, we have got Maria right here, for any of you West Side Story fans. Then we've got Mariposa. Look at that. Look at, do you see the shimmy, shiny, light reflectedness going off into the universe? Got Maria right here, which Maria is pretty dry. She looks like she's gonna be patchy as heck and all get out. I was surprised with how much pigment she deposited and how nicely she blended and how little fallout there was from this shiz. I was like, dang, these deep whatever reds, they're gonna fall out like nobody's been. Was pleasantly surprised, because I know Melt's formula, and Melt's formula, I love it. Blends like a dream, heckin' pigmented, fallout everywhere. Then we got this, oh, it's radioactive. I mean, do you see the, you can only see the color, but it's got this shimmy, shiny, electric, kind of like those, I don't know, for the neon collection they did, and then they created these like neon suspended pigment liquid lipsticks that just literally looked like your lips were glowing. That's what they did. They took that formula and they put it into an eyeshadow. All right, carrying on, we've got Abuelita, Abuelita, I'm so sorry. Going on right here, looking like, and then we have Abrazos right here, which feels really, that's so funny. This feels so gritty, but this is like the one that and it was beautiful. Blended like a dream. No fallout. Once again, I was very impressed. Then we have Nueva Vida right here. Smooth, beautiful, heckin' pigmented. Let's see if we get this going on here. Got these one. These. Once again, it looks sad. That swatch looks sad. They look awful sus. But these ones are so nice. Like they're swatch. I mean, I guess that's, I don't know. I always have someone down in my comments being all like, well, not always, because now that my videos get views, I don't get that buddies. I was always getting, your swatches suck. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not a professional. I literally hardly get paid to do this anymore. This is out of the joy that I have of this. And I suck at taking swatches. And I can't talk either, apparently. But these, they all perform so much better than they look right here. They look kind of sad, but they're beautiful. They did this beautifulness. All right, down to the last row. We have got Chato right here, which is so nice and smooth. That's so pretty. And then we have Nube, which I think, I could be entirely wrong, but this, oh, like that's the type of purple I think of when I say purple. Like that is in the dictionary, which I know it isn't, but this is in my mind. This is purple. This is what purple looks like. And then we have Almohada right here, which is another beautiful, I mean, just all three of those absolutely stunning and gorgeous. Gonna do it like here because it's better. So pretty. Ooh, look at that one. And then we going on like that. Then last but not least, we have Sagrado right here, which kind of the same. It's like, okay, this one's the worst. This one's chunky. This one is like a mixture of that and that. So I was able to get it to work, but it didn't have the same just beautifulness as this one, let alone this one right here. This one is just God tier. It's just God level. So this one's kind of like an in-between. And then we have Perla right here, which is another beautiful. We'll just stick them. Stick them. Right here, there's Perla. Right there, you see a lot less chunky, a lot less just schwitzy. Like this one had so much schwitz in it, so much just glitter. This one has a lot less of it. And then right there, that swatch does not do that shade justice. All right, there you have it, folks. Look at all those swatches. Look at that. Without going into too much detail into the palette, obvious standout shades. This one right here. I love all the matte reds, all the matte purples. I love. I need everything. This is just like a happy shade. Like orange isn't something I wear a lot in clothes or anything, but orange is just, I look at this and I'm like, I feel happy, and it's just beautiful, absolutely stunning. I really like the greens. Basically, my least favorite bits in the palette are these three, because this one's and these two just kind of, I don't know, they like got this beautiful color spectrum and boring neutrals. I don't know the connection there. All right, let's talk blush palette, which I loved. Probably this is gonna sound so funny because like I look like this. And so people expect, they see this, they're like, oh boy. But surprisingly, I don't do a lot of looks where this kind of blush is conducive. I used to have all kinds of hot pink blush because I was like, alternative hot pink blush. And now I'm like, not so much. I'm more like, F me up. Does that not look like a color that is not suited for my pasty complexion? Yes. Yes, it does. Is it a color that I'm probably going to try to slather all over my cheeks? You better believe it. So let's just, I mean, it's just so beautiful. We're going to start with what I wore upon my cheekies today. I didn't even try to... The eyeshadow palette ones, I shiz you not. The eyeshadow palette, I opened it up and I practiced reading the names and I was like, I don't want to sound like the biggest moron. Well, these ones I didn't. So we've got Milagritos right here, which is this beautiful, like, neutrally peachy. It looks like this is definitely a pasty, yeah, definitely a pasty favorite color. It's like peachy, I guess. That's, yeah, peachy. I don't know, I have a degree in color theory. And then I took Feliz right here, which is, I don't know if this is their blush light formula or what it is, but whatever it is, I absolutely love it. And I just took this and I did it all over. I don't know if you can kind of see it, like a little bit of shimmy shiny going on there. But I put those two and layered them over, which is what I love using their original blush lights for, because it's, like I said, it's a really illuminating blush highlightery form, and I love a shimmy shiny blush. Give me all the accentuated texture. I love the shimmy shiny on my cheeks. And then we might as well go across. We have Vida right here, which is like a deeper goldeny, just, they're so pretty. I mean, I love pasty kind of washed out rosy pinky peaches. I'm not sure, maybe because it makes me think of some sort of Edwardian aesthetic. I don't know, but I absolutely love them. And they're like shiny, but they're not like cha highlighter shine. It's like a subtle sheen, or maybe not so subtle for some people. For me, it's subtle. It's a subtle sheen. And then we've got Flor right here, which is so soft. They actually have a really pink blush in one of their singles called, I believe, Cali Dream, and this one is so smooth. Though I will say, you need to be careful. I've said this about their cheek products all along. A titchy bit is all you need. This is gonna go like, I don't know, 7 degrees to Barbie really quick. And if that's your shiz, Barbie that shiz up. But it's just, you need just a little bit, just a titchy bit, and then you blend that shiz out and you get you that nice rosy look. And last but not least, we have Risa right here, which I live for these deep, dark, burnt shades that like absolutely are not meant for my complexion. I just love them. And like I said, you be careful, because that's eyeshadow pigment levels. That is not a blush formula to be played with. Do not tread lightly. Do tread lightly. But it's so pretty. And then we have Conmigo, which is... the one nice thing that I really appreciate about this one is, as you can see, it is a like deeper, darker color, but it is formulated in a much... I hesitate to say drier. It's like not as, I don't know, like you don't get up as much in the pan when you swirly your brush around. You gotta work a bit for the color that you get. It's not as easy to get run away with, which I'm not sure why they didn't do that with all of them, but I do appreciate that with the deep darkest one, they're gonna be some moron like me, who's got the complexion of a sheet of paper, and they're gonna dig hard into this shiz and come out looking like, I don't know, something scary. And so they thought ahead, and they said, maybe we gotta make this shiz a little bit tightly pressed, a little bit harder to get a hold of, and I appreciate them for that. I kind of wish they'd done it with this shade, because this shade, it needs the same treatment. It needs to be a little hard pressed in there, okay? Okay, so let's talk about products. Going on with the eyeshadow palette. I am trying so hard to remember how much it was, and I remember now why I can't remember is because I bought the bundle, because it was just easier. I just clicked the bundle of these two. That's all I wanted. I didn't want it. It came out with 12,000 lipsticks. I mean, with this collection, for all of you who know, you know, we got the email for that secret launch. $25 off of $450. Was it $450 or was it $250? It was an expensive collection. And they were like special pre-Black Friday sale, $25 off, an exorbitantly expensive collection. And so many of us were just like, no, we're good. And then we got 12,000 emails. I got like 4 in one day where they were like, shop the collection. Oh my goodness, it is available. I'm like, I'm done. I don't care. Tell me when the palettes are available. I'll buy those, but I don't want your lipsticks. I don't want your liners. I don't want all the extra shiz that you release with all of your collections, and you do these stupid drops and you make it this big whole deal. I miss when they would just release palettes. And that's why I bought the palettes, though I have been suckered in by face products as well as the occasional lip product. At the eyeshadow, but I love this. I ain't gonna lie. When Melt does it right, they really do it right. And this is an example of them doing just about every single thing right, at least in my book, except for the sad little pasty boys over here and this one. I can finagle, I can futz, I can whatever with this one. So for the majority of the palette being really, really good, this is like, again, I feel like if you've seen my reviews through the years, I've been reviewing a lot of these companies for a while, I'm an old soul. You can see kind of like when it was like, oh, everything by them is amazing. It's always amazing. And then it's like this quality control. And then you buy things. You're like, are you going to be good? Are you going to be amazing? Or am I going to be horrified? We've come. We're moving forward. I love the new format. I love the long melt format and the whatever, but I love the fact that they're breaking out into something that's bigger. That's not that obnoxious, awful, clunky anniversary palette that I reviewed and got rid of, because for 65 freaking dollars, it needed more consistent quality. But for this, 3 out of all the shades, I feel isn't a bad thing. I think all the mattes, formula-wise, I love all the mattes. I don't like these two. They're dumb, they're stupid, they should go away somewhere. But all the reds, all the purples, all the greens, I absolutely love. I love that one. I love it. I don't even like that coppery gold shade, and this got me in all kinds of ways. I will put down either insert here if I'm feeling not lazy. I will leave down below how much this is on its own as well as the palette. I'm sure they're both fairly exorbitantly expensive because Melt Cosmetics just is a more, I mean, they're long ones, oh, $58. I used to give Huda Beauty all kinds of crap for being like $65, but I was buying $58 Huda palettes, and I'm like, I mean, $58 Melt Cos palettes? Bleh. It's not that much of a difference, but at least aesthetic-wise, quality-wise, I really like this palette. I also really like how this palette supplements really well with other palettes by Melt that I already own. It's a great standalone palette. You've got a lot of good color variety, attention to detail, the beautiful formula and texture of the mattes. This is just definitely a hit for me, and something that if I purchased enough makeup in 2021 to actually do a video about makeup in 2021, this would be in the best, but I don't because I didn't buy a lot of makeup in 2021. And then this is just sort of an obvious, it's nice. I like it. I really like, this is gonna sound really funny, I love the whole idea of having like the correlating matte and shimmer colors that kind of work together, because having them close together like this makes my stupid brain think, I should put that shimmy shiny shade over top that matte one and make it pop. Whereas if I'm just digging through my single blushes, it doesn't cross my mind. Matte plus shimmer equals lots of fun blush variations. I love, my favorite is everything but this. I like this color. I wish it were a little bit less intensely pigmented. I wish it were formulated more like this one so that it wasn't so easy to really just run away with it where this kind of color is, let alone if it's heckin' pigmented. I just absolutely love, I love doing like, you know, like I've got the bright red or doing the bright purple and the bright green with these kind of more neutral peachy colors, these tones that I feel that go with a lot of different looks. Because I love going monochromatic, and you all know I'm going to do some kind of brown something something with these two all up in here, but I also love having these with other toning down really crazy eye looks. Not that that makes it much toned down, but it's an attempt. So I just, both of these products, because for a while there I was buying makeup and I was just disappointed by a lot of it, especially when you put your hard-earned money into something and it comes back and it's awful. It's just like, that hurt just a little bit. And the fact that these two products, the only two products I bought because I wasn't going to get suckered into that whole hellhole again. I did that with the Beetlejuice collection. I think the only thing I kept was like the eyeshadow palettes. But these two, highly recommend. I think if you're someone getting into Melt Cosmetics, I think this would be a great palette to start out with, honestly, because it's got so much color variations. It's not as tonal and monochromatic as a lot of their other palettes have been, because that's kind of their shtick, that they take this theme and just really run with it, whereas this gives you a bit more variety and option, especially if you're someone who loves color. And the blush palette is just all kinds of beautiful. If you like these tones and you like face products, recommend it, buy it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that review, and I hope you're looking forward to some other reviews from me too. We're not going to be doing a huge amount, but I've got some other ones coming up just to kind of, you know, do what we do and get a little bit more reviews in, because I really do miss doing that on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!